بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد وعن بريدة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أهل الجنة 20 و100 صف 80 منها من هذه الأمة و40 من سائر الأمم رواه الترمذي والدارمي والبيهقي في كتاب البعث والنشور. Buraidah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, people of Jannat, they will have 120 sufuf. People of Jannat, they will have 120 rows. People of Jannat, they will have 120 lines. 80 of them will be from this ummat and 40 from the rest of the ummats, from the rest of mankind. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that people of Jannat, they all will come together into 120 rows, lines and sufuf, and 80 of them from this ummat and 40 from the remaining nations and from the whole mankind. So 2/3 of the mankind, ummat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they will enter into the Jannat and they will form 2/3 of the share from the whole mankind. According to this riwayat, only 1/3 will be remaining nations from the whole mankind. And ulama discuss under this hadith sharif, then they have discussed that in one of the hadith sharif, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam had mentioned that half of the population of Jannat will be from this ummat and half from the all remaining nations. That has been mentioned in one of the hadith sharif. So when they bring both hadith sharif together, they say that first, this was the glad tiding to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that your ummat will become half population of Jannat. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did increase him into the glad tiding that your ummat will form 2/3 of the people of Jannat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from them. And this ummat of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have so many exclusive qualities or fadail or manaqib or virtues. We were with Hazrat Maulana Abbas Sahab, who is one of the Ustazul Hadith Sharif of Darul Zakaria, South Africa. He was talking about Hadith Sharif, when we complete Bukhari Sharif. The last chapter, Babu Qawlillahi Ta'ala, وَنَزَعُ الْمَوَازِينَ الْقِسْطَ لِيَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ فَلَا تُغْلَبُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا وَأَنَّ أَعْمَالَ بَنِي آدَمَ وَقَوْلَهُمْ يُوزَنْ. Bukhari Sharif ends into this chapter. Imam Bukhari has brought the title that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we will have scale of justice on the day of judgment. No individual will be treated with any injustice. That is going to take place. And then into the title it says that Amal, deeds of humans and their statements will be weighed into the scale of deeds. He was having beautiful discussion. He said, just to bring an evidence Imam Bukhari rahmatullah alayhi has brought that last hadith sharif everybody knows. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Kalimatani khafifatani ala al-lisan, habibatani ila ar-Rahman, thaqilatani fil mizan, subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanallahi al-azim. Two sentences. When you want to utter from the tongue, it is very easy, very light onto the tongue. Habibatani ila Rahman, very beloved to Rahman subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thaqilatani fil mizan, and very heavy into the scale of deeds. And then Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam narrated those two sentences. What are they? Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanallahi al-azim. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanallahi al-azim. This glorification of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes from Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That glory be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again glory be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has all the azamat. That is the meaning of these two sentences. But beautiful discussion. He said, one is the kalam of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and one is the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kalam of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Habib to Rahman subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is very light onto the tongue. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanallah al-azim. And it is very heavy into the scale of deeds. That is the kalam of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanallah al-azim. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is his kalam. He said, kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he did discuss about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam, you make tilawat. We are so fortunate. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us drowned into the tilawat of Allah's kalam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make intention that every day without missing, you will make good amount of tilawat. Inshallah. He was saying that, look, this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam, Nabi Sassam's kalam is Habib. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam is Ahab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam is even more dearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How? He brought an evidence. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayh. He was tasted for one of our fundamental aqidah. We believe that Al-Qur'anu kalamullahi ta'ala ghayru makhluqin. Quran is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam, and it is not makhluk, it is not creation. Allah's kalam is Allah's kalam. Creator's kalam is not creation. Remember that. For that he was tasted. And the punishment, the whip used to be laid on him. It is being said that if that one whip go onto the strongest elephant, he will not be able to bear the pain of that whip. So, someone asked Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayh, that how did you bear that pain? So, he narrated the answer, that tilawat of the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it was so delicious, so tasty, so beloved, so ahab, so mahbub to me, that compared to belovedness of the tilawat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that pain stayed nothing. So, kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, beloved, first. Khafifun ala lisan. When Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Subhanallah wa bihamdi, Subhanallah al-azim, khafifun ala lisan, very light onto the tongue. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Quran, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We have made Quran very easy. Is there anybody to remember, to memorize? He said, Quran also very easy. Imam Muhammad rahmatullah alayhi memorized whole Quran within 1 week. Imam Muhammad rahmatullah alayhi memorize whole Quran within 1 week. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made it easy. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the fitna of this. This is destroying our beloved time. Wallahi, no amount of pounds is that beloved and weighty and precious, how much time is precious. And this is taking all of that away for nothing. Person, Imam Muhammad rahmatullah alayhi, became Hafiz in 1 week. You and I, or no one can say that it is difficult. Now, few months ago in Gloucester, somebody at the age of 75 became Hafiz. At the age of 75, someone became Hafiz. I beg you, for the sake of Allah, don't destroy your time. Utilize your time. Every ayat you will read in this world, your scale of deeds will become enviable for the whole mankind if you make tilawat. So, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim, very light onto the tongue. Allah's kalam is even lighter than that. Akhaf. He said, even lighter. And the third one, Thaqilun fil mizan. Thaqilun fil mizan. How heavy Quran Majid will become. Hazrat Zayd radiyallahu ta'ala who used to write wahi, revelation, he narrates that in one ayat, into the 5th para, la yastawil qa'iduna min al-mu'minina ghayru uli dharar, into the whole ayat, just one sentence. One sentence. Or let me narrate. When people went for battle, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayat that some people didn't attend. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed that people who went there and people who stayed back, they are not equal. People who went there, they have virtues, they have rank, and they don't have virtues and rank who remain seated at home. So Abdullah ibn Maktoum radiyallahu ta'ala who came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, I wanted to go, but because I am blind. That's why I couldn't attend. So Allah revealed only this word, غَيْرُ أُولِي الضَّرَرِ. غَيْرُ أُولِي الضَّرَرِ. You know how great, this is another subject, how great Sahaba are. Their excuse is being recognized by Allah. They come to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, acknowledgement come down as Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, غَيْرُ أُولِي الضَّرَرِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed it, that except, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought, exception, that, people who remain seated at home, but if they have some valid excuse, like Abdullah, who is blind, then they will have virtue, like they are participants. Because of the... So, Hazrat Zayd radiyallahu ta'ala used to narrate that this one word, Gairu uli dharari, when it came down, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's some part of his body, Mubarak, was on my thigh. And when this revelation came down, only this sentence, Gairu uli dharari, he said the weight of that wahi was so much that I felt like that my thigh is going to be torn apart. So just imagine, if you keep making tilawat of Quran, how weighty that Quran will become on the day of judgment. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's kalam is Habib, but Allah's kalam is Ahab. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's kalam is Khafif, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam is Akhaf. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's kalam is going to become heavy into the scale of deeds. And Allah's kalam will become Athqal. Habib, beloved, and Ahab, even more beloved. Khafif, very light, more and more lighter. And those who knows Arabic, they understand Arabic grammar. And Thaqil, very heavy. Thaqil means very heavy. But when it comes to asqal, that it is even more heavy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala connect us to Quran. Maulana narrated last night, and I said that I'm going to share this again and again, because when Bukhari Sharif becomes completed, we must have attended dozens of completion of Bukhari Sharif. We had never heard this type of khatam, this type of explanation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward. So ulama, again, how their brain functions. They remain drowned into these types of contemplation. And they dig out these pearls. And where our time is going. Where our time is going. Be very greedy for your time. Pound is lost, can come back. Time is lost, can never come back. That's why our Ustaz Hazrat Maulana Abdullah Sahab used to say that there is two saying. There is two saying. One is in English, one is in Arabic. And I always say, Arabic is the richest language onto the earth, and English is one of the poorest language onto the earth. When to explain that time is precious in English, they say time is gold. Time is gold. That is what they say. But in Arabic they say al-waqtu huwa al-hayat. There they say time is gold. And in Arabic they say al-waqtu huwa al-hayat. Time is life. Gold is not life. If gold is lost, you can regain. If life is lost, you can never regain. So the way time is being expressed into Arabic saying, English saying is nothing compared to that Arabic saying. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. Who will be greedy for the time? Who will make tilawat of Kalam-e-Pak? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya awwal al-awwaleen, ya akhir al-akhirin, ya rahim al-masakin, ya dhal quwwati al-mateen, ya dhal manni fala yumannu alayk, ya dhal tawli, ya dhal jalali wal-ikram. La ilaha illa ant. زهر الللاجئين وجار المستجيرين ومأمن الخائفين يا مأمن الخائفين إن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب أشقياء فامحو عنا اسم الشقاء فامحو عنا اسم الشقاء وإن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب مقطرا علينا أرزاقنا فامحو تقطير رزقنا وحرمان رزقنا واكتبنا وأثبتنا عندك سعداء ووفقنا الخير فإنك تقول في كتابك يمحو الله ما يشاء ويثبت وعنده الكتاب اللهم إنا نسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين وأن تغفر لنا وترحمنا فإذا أردت بقوم فتنة فتوفنا غير مفتونين غير خزايا ولا ندام ولا مفتونين اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا توفنا مسلما والحقنا بالصالحين اللهم ثبتنا على الإيمان وامتنا على الإيمان اللهم اجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا وجلاء أحزاننا وقائدنا وسائقنا إلى جناتك جنات النعيم اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى والمسلمين المظلومين في فلسطين في غزة العزة في غزة القرآن في غزة التمكين في غزة الثبات في غزة العطش والجوع في غزة الاستقامة والجهاد اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم اللهم ثبتهم على دينك اللهم ثبتهم على تحرير المسجد الأقصى اللهم وفقهم ووفقنا جميعا لما تحب وترضى اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمته